a significant margin in a relatively short amount of time. I can only imagine how many people are panicking right now, how many people are questioning everything that they've ever been told about cryptocurrency. Really, we're just going ring around the rosy right here. Any of us who've been involved with cryptocurrency for any amount of years, we're pretty much aware of the volatility in the space. And of course, things have been lower. Of course, back in April, around April 3rd, we were seeing pretty significant dip, but remember, we came back from it, and now we're returning back to it. And obviously, I've spoken before about how obviously the entire space reaching its all-time highs in this period around 2017, early 2018, and we really peaked, let's be honest here, because we've gone halfway through 2018, and pretty much we've just been seeing up, down, and there's a trend developing, but of course it's something completely new in relation to what we had been seeing before. But this is really my reminder for anybody who's gotten involved in cryptocurrency during 2017, gotten involved in 2018. Way back in the day, and now I'm talking like 2016 here, even the end of 2016, things were moving pretty sideways. I mean, obviously, to those of us who had been around back in the day when we were looking at the global market cap, there were spikes, and it was just as exciting as it looks right here. But ultimately, what happened was the space really grew and developed, in the greater society at large recognized the potential that's in store for the technologies. And what do you know, where we are today, and compare what we are at right now and June 11, 2018 to June of 2017, and there's still a margin of growth there. And if somebody had told me that in June we were going to go and there would be in the same increase in value, taking all the spikes and so forth out of the way, from in a 1 year time span, we're still moving upward. Now, I understand that there's going to be FUD everywhere. There's always going to be people out there who are talking shit about cryptocurrency, and they're obviously going to hop on the opportunity, because why wouldn't they? And it's interesting to see how the space, looking at the real details of it, there's an obvious just straight downward happening across the board. Now, the question is, how do we react as a community to this? And first of all, I mean, the worst thing that you could do is panic. Something that you might want to take into consideration is that you might just want to walk away from the computer for a couple of days and just, see what happens, because in the world of cryptocurrency, we're obviously going to be due for this sort of volatility, and this is why I'd recommend that you do your research when it comes to these technologies and the greater possibility that's in store for these things. And for anybody who wants to take this opportunity to shit on crypto, I mean, feel free to talk about it in the comments. I mean, we're always interested in hearing everybody's opinion when it comes to these things. And the fact that people respond, sure, the title of this video, talking about the end of crypto, I'm just going to say disclaimer, it's not the end of cryptocurrency. I'm a full-on advocate of I'm an advocate of cryptocurrency. I would say, just me in my personal life, I've done my research into these technologies, and I see the potential that's in store for them. So the response of people calling the title of this clickbait is actually a sign that we're still in a healthy community of cryptocurrencies. See, the people who gathered around this channel are mostly really educated in regards to the space, and I think that we're pretty much aware as a community and as a public consciousness on this side of the internet of the potential that's in store for a lot of these technologies that are really leveraging the variables like the Internet of Things and this new wave of technology that we're witnessing unfolding in real time. So when it comes, I mean, let's just check out the technologies that are doing good right now. Well, not good, but comparatively good. And it's interesting to see what these technologies are actually doing, like Theta token and Digibyte. Digibyte is one that I've been very interested in for a long time. And of course, we've seen Electroneum has been pretty much holding its own pretty substantially. And let's see who's getting hit the hardest currently, Skycoin. And you have to understand that all this is happening in the same greater context of a hack that happened with an exchange. And exchanges get hacked all the time, and we really have to be confident in our own, the research that we've done in regards to these technologies and seeing the potential that's in store for these things. And Apple, don't use your iPhone to mine cryptocurrencies. I wouldn't recommend using your iPhone to do so either. But thank you for the news article at CNBC. But cryptocurrencies lose billions in value after an exchange is hacked. 56 minutes ago, NPR. And they've all been spewing out this exact same. Headline. Honestly, we saw I believe it was one of those big ones like the Wall Street Journal type. Irish Times. Irish attitude towards cryptocurrencies shifting from suspicion to curiosity. Right in that's interesting to see that in the light of the decline that we've been seeing across the board with a lot of other people, a lot of other groups of people, and how they've been feeling about this sort of thing. But overall, I mean, I'm very optimistic about the potential that's in store. The market is all speculation, no fundamental whatsoever, which is unfortunate because there are some truly unique blockchain companies out there. I think that pretty much sums it up. We really do have to take into consideration really the fact that these numbers that we see on here are due to international variables of people all reacting, which is why the news is so important in the cryptocurrency space, and why we have to be aware of people out there who are spreading misinformation and so forth. So I think that it's interesting to see how the space has been developing, and the people behind the crypto crash, same money people who with high stake. You have to understand, like those whales are really do manipulate the space, and I think this space really is a lot more manipulated now than it was earlier, which is kind of sad. A video that I'll actually recommend you guys checking out is by Crypto RS, and he live streamed this, was talking about the crash, and I included a link to it down in the description. I think this was a really good perspective. So if any of you are interested, and of course you're interested in connecting with us, you can do so by following us on our official Twitter. All that being said, I mean, it is interesting to see which technologies were sort of left behind, and which ones have been managing to dominate in the current climate. But of course, if you're feeling like this is a little bit too much for you, it's always not bad to hey, I mean, it's not exactly a clickbait title. It's just talking about people who are panicking and thinking cryptocurrency is going to die. Bitcoin to 100K. LOL. Yeah, well, when I see people like John McCafe and these tech giants talking about who, what, where, and talking about Bitcoin's gonna be worth millions of dollars and so forth. I mean, it's interesting to see this sort of these sort of idealistic people, but of course I think he does have a point. I'm still gonna throw my hat in with the McCafe predictions to a certain extent, and I'm not going to completely rule it out, because we are really witnessing a fundamental paradigm shift when it comes to digital currency, and how the old guard is essentially has to come to terms with the way that things have been, developing and so forth. And, I'm really interested in seeing how cryptocurrency is going to develop in respect to, we have to expect this sort of volatility. It's basically the nature of the beast when it comes to cryptocurrency. So all in all, remember this one thing. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This video is my opinion. The whole purpose of this content is for educational, entertainment purposes only. And of course, I'd recommend that everybody share your opinion down in the comments down below so that we can all, have a constructive conversation regarding these technologies and so forth. But it is interesting to see how this is, as far as I'm concerned, I think we're in the midst of a necessary correction, and I think that looking at the very Mike Novogratz. Mike Novogratz said last year was only retail investor money, not institutional money. Institutional money equals $1 trillion market cap. Yeah, Mike Novogratz is one of those people who has me interested too. It's like there's a certain community of people who are who are always in the news for advocating for cryptocurrencies, and he's definitely among them. But billionaire Mike Novogratz to reach 20 trillion. See, these are the kind of people who I like to listen to because they this guy's got the money to back it up, the reputation on the line. He's not really crazy. I mean, Mick Cafe is pretty crazy, but I like him. But I'm just saying, Mike Novogratz, this is the kind of guy that I think you can listen to whoever you want, honestly, but I think that it's important to look at the most my understanding of cryptocurrency is fundamentally data driven, and I find that it's important to look at a multitude of different variables that are, and especially international variables, because a lot of different things are coming together. But really the question is, are you going to view this as a buying opportunity, or are you going to panic? That's up to you. But all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little live stream, and I would just like to say there's no need to panic. Maybe there is, but from my perspective, my humble perspective, I would say that there's no need to panic. We will see days just as good as the best days we've seen in crypto ahead of us, and we'll see even worse days. I might even expect to see even more of a decline before things start to get better. But of course, there's been volatility all across the board lately. So that's, like I said, that's essentially the nature of the space. But so yeah, all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.